Hey guys, and what you're looking at is my seed starter rack. Now, one of the projects this year is I'm going to put up one of two planned greenhouses. One's going to be attached to the front of my house because it has southern exposure, and I think it'd be kind of cool. And the other one's going to be freestanding. So I'm hoping to get one or the other done this year. It's on the project list, but my list is always longer than I have time, so we'll just have to see. I'll give you a quick rundown. Things are starting to pop. This is mostly flowers. I'm going to pronounce this wrong, so bear with me. Nasturtium and carnations, and I'm really surprised that the carnations took because I've tried them before and I never had any luck. The small trays up here, those are my test trays, and what I do is any old seeds I had laying around, and if you're like me, well, I'm getting better. But if you're like I was, I guess is the best way to put it, you'll clean out the junk drawer and find two packages of seeds in the back of the junk drawer, or maybe on the workbench in the tool shed, or in the toolbox in the garage, or God only knows where. I mean, and I kept sticking them in a box. So I took all those, and I mean, some of them were a couple years old, but I'm like, what the heck? I had these small trays. Lo and behold, nothing's really popping. The only thing that's popping is I also, you see there, I got some pepper plants coming up. Those are pepper seeds that I harvested from plants from last year. I just wanted to check the germination rate on them. So if you got the small trays like that, or something small like that, it's a really good idea if you got questionable seeds before you end up using your jiffy pots or your actual planters like down here, that you do some test trays, see what blooms, see what's good, what's not. What don't bloom, get rid of the seeds. No reason to keep them. I've got some milk jugs up there that I started marigolds in. I want to blast the garden in the yard with marigolds this year. They're easy, they're pretty much self-producing, and they pretty much take care of themselves. A little bit of water and maybe a little bit of fertilizer and you're good. And they really help with rabbits and other pests. So and they look nice. So we'll have those. We've got I'm not sure what we have in here. We have some chard, some lettuce, some basil. We got sweet basil, cinnamon basil. I think we got some chives in that flat. I'm going to take the covers off a couple of these today. I'm going to set up a fan in here. This is my very messy office, as you can see. All I did is I had that plastic rack, just like that one. I got a couple of those, and this one was in a storage room, and I just put a different rack in there and kind of moved stuff around. I brought this one out. I had one of these lights in the shop, and all these are standard 4-foot LED, roughly, I'm not going to get too technical on this, roughly about 5,000 looms, if I'm not mistaken, 5,500. They're relatively cheap. If you buy them singly, they're about 20, 25 bucks a piece. And I found a 2-pack at Rural King. I don't know if you have Rural Kings by you, but Rural King, Tractor Supply, Farm and Fleet, basically all the same thing. It's like a farm hardware store type thing. They had a 2-pack for 30 bucks, so basically 15 bucks a piece. I needed a couple more for my shop anyway, so I figure when the seeds are done, I'll take these down and utilize them in my shop. They're not going to go to waste. They're not going to sit in a box until next spring, because quite honestly, I more than likely won't use them next spring when I start seeds, because I'll have the greenhouse set up, hopefully. So, and if I do, wherever I have them, I could take them down, or I could just buy more. They're not that expensive. So, I mean, it's not perfectly pretty. I've got the wires kind of all hanging down and stuff zip tied, but it does its purpose. You know what I mean? Hopefully, late February right now. So by the time I can plant these out, they should be good size. Some of this stuff I'm gonna have to bump up to a bigger pot, and I just wanted a good start on a lot of my seeds. Now, once you plant your seeds and they start sprouting, if you got them set up like this, once they start hitting the top of the plastic wrap, I don't know if I can get in here and show you. They're getting real close. You want to take that plastic wrap off, okay? And I'm going to walk you around here through my mess, and I'll show you what I use to water the seedlings. And now some you want to bottom water, and others you could top water. Idealistically, bottom watering's better because it encourages root development. But in some planters and some situations, you got to top water. But I just use that. I use a pump sprayer that's, I bought it for nothing but water. It's had nothing but water in it. Don't use something that had weed killer in it. Don't pull one out of your shed. If you're going to water with one of these, get one specifically for water. And the reason I have this is, I don't know if you can see him. That's Richard. And that's Aries. But that's the best way I found out to water. Now, this afternoon, I'm going to pull the tubs off. I'm going to pull the tops off of these two. I'm going to pull the top off of this. Everything else still has a way to go. Some stuff hasn't even germinated yet. It was just planted recently, a couple days ago. But I'll also set up a box fan in here and have it on low, blowing on the plants. It helps with air circulation, which helps fight off any, damping off, fungal disease, what have you. It causes the plants, just that little bit of wind will cause the plants to kind of do this. And what it ends up doing is it gives you a sturdier plant. And it's just nature's way to compensate for that wind, like they're outside. So you have a sturdier, stockier plant, a healthier plant. If you'd like, please like the video, hit the notification button, and subscribe. And we'll have a lot more videos coming up, and you can follow along on our journey, and maybe we'll learn a little bit off of you, and you can learn a little bit off of us. All right, take care, guys. We'll see you soon.